CMS acknowledges the traditional owners of this land, the Ngunnawal people, and respect their elders past, present, and emerging.
At the same time,
Very small.
Interesting.
Way ahead.
Yeah, so
Wow. Obviously,
Like boxing, I have all the power. So it's
CMS Lingo Lounge 91.1.
my name is Santosh. Today, we have Sana.
Salam. My name is Sana and I'm from Afghanistan.
Thank you for joining us in the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, who is Sana?
Okay. So I've got a bit of a story if I go into flashback. So my family was living in Pakistan when I was born.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after a few years, they decided to go back to the democratic Afghanistan.
Okay.
And we lived there for a few years. And then again, they thought that it's not as safe as they thought from outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, yeah, we are moving out again.
Okay.
Then they decided to take their 4 daughters and move to India.
Oh.
Yeah. So I grew up in India where we tried our best to keep our culture and everything that makes us an Afghan with us.
Okay.
We're working on that. I mean, sometimes it happens. You sometimes lose it because you are living in another country. You have to adapt to where you're living as well. But
course,
at the same time, you want to keep your identity as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Yeah.
So there are clashes sometimes, but I still feel deep down that I'm an Afghan.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the roots are roots. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we are all here in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
but we still have our own. Yeah, we have our own roots, and
Right.
wow, it's actually comes to me as a surprise that you were born in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
You were an Afghan,
Yes.
but you were born in Pakistan,
Yes.
and then you moved back to Afghanistan,
Yeah.
and then you moved to India,
Mm-hmm.
and then now to Australia.
Yes.
Oh, so that's your journey. So that's
Yeah.
that's how you. Wow. So how? I mean, could you explain a little further? Yeah, I probably might know why, but for the sake of our listeners and viewers, I
Yeah.
just want to know if you're okay with it,
Yeah,
a
sure.
little more into the story of why and how. Don't have to go into details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just when my mom and dad were living in Pakistan, it was like a good country to live as well.
Okay.
So at that time and then they were like, okay, I mean, everybody wants to live in their home country. They just don't want to leave it, right? So
Yeah.
when they thought that it's safe and it's now the democratic government, after establishing the democratic government in 2001, they decided to move back in 2005.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we lived there for a few years. My mom and dad, they were both working and then trying to make good earning. But
So this was in Kabul.
yes,
Okay,
we lived in Kabul.
Okay.
Even though my mom and dad both are, my mom is originally from Kabul, but my dad is he's Pashtun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the second most populated ethnicity in Afghanistan.
Right.
But my mom is Tajik. One speaks Pashto and then the other speaks Farsi Dari at home. But at home we only speak Dari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we couldn't keep up with the Pashto one. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit challenging language, but it's a beautiful language. And then once they had 4 daughters, and they're like, okay, this is a little bit tough to manage, and also the education and everything was pretty important for them.
Mm.
So they were like, the best possible option is India,
Right.
where they can work and then we can also have the opportunity to study and have a little bit more liberal life.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
Wow.
when we moved there, initially there were a little bit struggles learning the language. I mean, speaking is something else. We grew up watching Hindi movies, so a lot of Afghans will naturally know Hindi a lot.
Right,
It's
okay.
because a lot of us are fond of Hindi just
Okay.
because of the movies.
Movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
But
nice.
then going into school and learning the language, the literature, that's a challenge. So yeah, we had to work on that. And then slowly we became a part of it. That was something okay, yeah.
Nice.
I feel home now.
Wow. But so what's brought you here to Australia?
Well, in India we lived. We went to UN to apply for refugee status as the home country was not safe enough for us.
Yeah.
And then once we got accepted as a refugee, we were able to live and work. After that, what happens is that you do get the option or the facility to move to another country and resettle there forever if you want.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes what happens is you cannot always go back to your home country. Like right now, the status that Afghanistan is in, it's been in like that for like, what, more than 40 years?
Yeah. So it's in a bit of a limbo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you get introduced to another country who are accepting refugees who can come in, settle down, and make their lives there, build something, whatever they want. So Australia was like kind enough to accept us to come and resettle in the country and build our lives, make home for ourselves, and live here.
Wow. I mean, this is, yeah. Okay, this I didn't expect this. I have Malaika Sekon, a year 10 student from Lynham High School, and has a mix of cultures, I should say, right? But I'll let her tell that to our audience. Welcome to the show, Malaika.
Hello.
So yes, tell us, who is Malaika? What cultures are you made up of?
So I'm half Malayali and a quarter Punjabi and a quarter Chinese. But I was born in America and moved to Australia, and my parents are Australian and American.
Wow. Wow, okay. God. Okay, so you were born in America over here, and you don't look anything like.
No.
Yeah.
At like school, people, it's usually this kind of like divide. It's like people that aren't Indian or whatever, they'll assume that I'm Indian. They'll be like, oh, you have like, oh, whatever, you look Indian. And then people that are Indian will be like, you're definitely not. Like, are you Malay? Like, they don't even know where I'm from.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, it's like I just kind of look mixed, yeah.
Ah. So have you ever had problems because of that? Like, do you ever felt like you're not actually fitting in anywhere? Or do you feel like, whatever, I fit in everywhere?
I feel like definitely sometimes I'm like, it's not like I have this like community from a different culture, right? It's not like I have an Indian community or whatever, but then I'm not entirely Australian because like Australian people, like, you know, like white Australians will be like, oh, where are you from? Like, they don't think I'm Australian, even though I feel Australian because I lived here. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, nobody is actually Australian in that
Yeah,
context,
definitely.
right? Yeah. Everybody's come from something, some place or the other. They have roots from somewhere else. But what do you mostly identify with? Like when people ask you, where are you from?
If someone like, say someone from a different country asks me, I'll be like, oh, I'm Australian, you know.
Yeah.
And then if they want to go further and say like, what's your ethnicity? I'll probably say like Indian, really. I wouldn't really say Chinese because that's a very small, like I don't really feel like I'm connected to that.
Right.
But yeah, just Australian.
So that's your dad's mom.
Yeah.
Dad's mom is Chinese. Yeah. Right, okay. Is she Chinese or is she Malaysian Chinese?
Oh, Chinese.
Ah, right.
But she just, they just lived in Malaysia.
Oh, right. Okay. No. This is again a striking difference when you say a Malaysian Chinese, because I used to live in Singapore for a fair bit of time.
Yeah.
And it's, the Malaysian Chinese are more, how do I put it without being rude to the other people? They're actually nice. I mean, in the sense, compared to a Chinese to a Malaysian Chinese, that because they've been living in a multicultural, like Malay, Chinese, and there are Tamils as well, who actually they migrated there long enough, and then there were English as well. So it's a mix of cultures even there in Malaysia. That's why I think. And Malaysian Chinese, apparently. Where's your grandma from? Do you know that?
I have no idea.
In Malaysia?
They just grew up in, I forgot which place it was. But yeah, somewhere there. And then.
Have you ever been to Malaysia?
Yeah, we went for a wedding. Like, it was a Punjabi wedding in Malaysia.
Oh,
that was
that
crazy.
would have been sucks. That's
so
always
big.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. So there's a place called Ipoh in Malaysia. Where,
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where apparently the Malaysian Chinese are, and they're supposed to be very beautiful.
Oh.
I think your grandma's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Just leave it there. Okay, good.
I'm Isha, and this is Evan.
Hi, guys.
And we're excited to be doing some languages today.
All right.
Do you feel like you sort of almost think differently when you speak Afrikaans versus when you speak English?
I think my accent changes as well, because I really like the South African accent, but I just don't hear it in my voice. Yeah. But when I'm actually talking Afrikaans, I think I have it. At least I hope I do.
Do you feel when you because you were mentioning earlier that you had been to South Africa, a few times. Have you found that people speak Afrikaans slightly differently there?
My mom, when I was going over there, my mom said they would realize that I don't have the South African accent and they would know like I'm a tourist.
Yeah, right.
But when you're there, a lot of South Africa actually speaks English. It's just a couple of cities that speak Afrikaans, and they speak heavy Afrikaans. Like Pretoria and Bloemfontein. My mom shared a story where she was speaking English. She was in like an English-speaking city, like Durban, and she went to Bloemfontein. And when she was asking for gas there, she spoke English. She was like, "Oh, can I have some gas?" And the gas giver, I'm just gonna call him the gas giver. They were just like, excuse mevrouw," which is, "Excuse me, ma'am." So this shows that, speak Afrikaans in different cities. Yeah.
Yeah, no, interesting. Even when I go back to India, if I'm going shopping with some of my friends, I probably won't speak that much because it will inevitably be looked at sort of differently. Like people can tell that I might not have grown up there. I don't have those like inflections and the traits of the dialect in my speech.
A lot of people think you're insulting them when you're speaking another language around them. So it's good to speak another language with people who know the other language, but when you're speaking with people who don't know the language, you should, stick to that language, like English.
Yeah, that's interesting. Some of my friends think when my brother and I will start speaking in Hindi, they think we're keeping a secret from everyone. Yep. And sometimes I won't even realise when I do it because it's just so natural.
Indeed.
And they will all be like, "No, tell me, what did you guys just say?"
Yeah. Anyway, for Hindi, how would you count? What are numbers in Hindi like?
So kind of like how obviously 1, 2, 3 is a very famous counter sort of thing. The Hindi version of that, which is ek do teen, is very popular in many sort of Bollywood movies and pop culture references and things. So people, there's a famous song with that name, and so that's sort of how people count. So it's kind of similar in that sense, where the first 10 numbers are sort of unique, and then you have things that suffixes and prefixes that get added on.
Yep.
However, for things like 18, 19, 17, 27, 28, 29, for all of those as well, Hindi has unique ways of saying those.
Special numbers.
Yeah. And those are where if you're someone who isn't fluent or hasn't grown up with that language, that's something that I think most people always get stuck at because there's so many of them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure in Japanese, they have, special numbers as well. I think 20 is, hyakyu. Not hyakyu. Hyakyu is, baseball. But they have different numbers instead, so they don't have suffixes or prefixes. They're, unique numbers. And in Afrikaans, it's not like that. There's no unique or special numbers. It's just the same. It's like yen, twee, drie. That's 1, 2, 3. But there is a difference with Afrikaans and English. With English, you would say 52. You'd say you go from left to right. But in Afrikaans, it's all over the place. It's sometimes right to left and sometimes left to right. If you're saying 52 in Afrikaans, you'd say 2 and 50. You'd say 52. So it would be different. But if you say 152, it would be 152. So 100, 250. So bit weirder.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Do you ever accidentally switch up in English?
No, I don't switch up how I say it, but I do switch up how I think about it in my head. Because I might say 152, but I meant to say 125. So yeah, it's different.
Yeah, interesting. And what other sort of colloquial phrases in Afrikaans?
I can't think of any colloquial phrases right now.
So in Hindi, people use the word yaar very often. And yaar just means friend. It's pretty much but people will add it sort of to the end of many sentences. It'll be don't do that to me, yaar, or can you please help me, yaar, or and it's kind of just sort of something people say. It technically means friend, but people just sort of say it, if that makes sense.
Use it colloquially. I honestly can't think of anything colloquially right now, but if it's of any help, I can think of something that's like used seriously, like in court dates,
Yeah.
where they'd say, instead of saying like you, they'd say I. So that would be used more formally. Also, for just regular sayings, you say ak as I, so it's not as similar to English. You say yay as you, and that's with a J, which is prominent in many European languages, where like a J acts as like a Y. Makes a y sound. We, as in like us, is like ons, and then they is hulle. So similar but different.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have any other things for?
Well, there's another word in Hindi, which is called chuda, but it's like chuda khana, and so khana means food, but it's in that context where it basically refers to it's just a word that doesn't have an English translation, but it basically refers to like sort of like, you know, when your friends maybe already tasted something, from like the same dish, and then you eat out of it, so it's kind of like been eaten by them before, if that sort of makes sense. Like it's, you know, it's not pure clean food
Like
in that
double
sense.
dipping?
Yeah, double dipping effectively. But yeah, that's what it refers to, that food. And so when people like might be offering food to their friends or their family or someone, they might clarify that the food is either clean or like paka, or if it's like chuda, which means like someone's dipped into it before, basically.
All right.
You're joined by Shashanka Adhikari.
And you're joined by Majika, but you guys can call me Midge for this session. So, yeah.
You guys can also call me Shanks as well.
Yeah, okay.
A lovely nickname.
Yeah. Well, today we're actually going to be celebrating culture and talking about our different cultures and all that. So where are you from? Which part of the world do you come from?
I come from Nepal.
Okay.
If people don't know, it's where Mount Everest is.
Okay.
Where do you come from?
Kathmandu as well.
Yeah, Kathmandu, Mount Everest. Buddha
Yeah.
as well, the light of Asia, I think that's what you call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Buddha was, I think, born in Lumbini.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what part of the country, of the world are you from?
I'm from the South Pacific, so a small country called Papua New Guinea. That's where my family, they're from. Yeah.
That's a lovely place.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird too, because it's like from Brisbane, it's just 2 hours.
Okay.
It can seem really seem like it's really far from Australia, but it's actually quite close as well. So I don't know, how long does it take to, like, if you're going to catch a flight from Sydney to Nepal, how long would that be?
So it actually depends. I went to Nepal a few months ago, and I went from Air India right before like they had like all the crashes and stuff.
Okay.
So sorry, right after they had the crashes. So the transit and stuff made it like a 23 hours, 25 hours flight.
Goodness.
So then altogether added up. But usually if you are really lucky,
Yep.
if you're like really lucky,
Yep.
you could get there in like 15 hours, kind of, yeah.
And that's on pure luck?
Yeah, I mean, you could book it way ahead,
Yep.
like 1 year ahead, hoping that you get a ticket.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just unfortunate. It just, the transits and stuff, it's really uncomfortable.
Okay. Well, I guess to like kind of break the ice as well, like two different cultures here we have. What is like some of the common slangs that like people would say like in Nepal, like if you're trying to like, I don't know, just like be cool or kind of like make friends and like that? What's one of the cool slangs that you can kind of say?
In Nepal especially,
Yep.
because I lived there for 11 years, so I
Yep.
didn't get to hear much slangs around there.
No, that's fine.
And usually when I visit there, most of the slangs I hear are slurs.
Okay.
But there is like a decent one that people use.
Yep.
Um,
Keyword decent.
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 like it's bad, but it's decent.
Okay.
You can use it, but it's not advised that you use it, kind of.
Okay.
It's like people go around. You speak formally in Nepal, firstly.
Okay.
So you don't really get to have slangs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking to like a friend to friend,
Yeah.
there will be a lot of like ma.
Ah.
Ma, it means mom.
Yep.
But like when you're talking in context,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're just like adding on.
Like
on.
ma.
Yeah, ma.
Like yeah, ma.
yeah. Kind of like that. You're like on the right track.
Okay.
What are the slangs that they use in Papua New Guinea?
Ooh, if you're trying to say like someone like looks great, like especially if you're trying to like compliment a chick,
Yeah.
and like some of the guys they use this. Like I'm gonna like pick a fun one, but it's like safe. Like you see someone that's like really good looking, you just like you look resa.
So Alagresa?
Yeah, so you go like resa,
Like really? Resa. Like that.
resa. It's like kind of like you're saying like smoking.
Oh, wait. So how do you pronounce it?
So Reza. So resa. So like
Reza.
oh,
That
that
is-
was kind of good.
That's kind of good.
That was like some ASMR vibes there.
Ready? Resa. Thank you.
No, that was good.
Is it you only use that to boys or is that for girls?
You can
Is there
kind of like
difference?
use it like it's kind of like
It's like is that like saying girl or like
yeah.
stuff?
It could be like either way. Actually, it covers like you could kind of use that toward like I guess different genders is completely
Okay.
fine. And then like say if you want to say oh you're my friend or you're my like you're really close like family member. We say one talk.
One talk.
Yeah.
Did I
if
say
you-
it right as well?
Yeah, perfect. Resa and one talk.
Resa and one talk.
Yeah. One talk is like you're saying that we're like, so it's like literally one talk.
One talk. Oh, okay. One talk.
Yeah.
Ah,
So it's like if you break it down in English, you're essentially saying we speak the same language. One talk.
I
Yeah. But
just locked in my head. as
yeah,
well.
there you go.
I just had like enlightenment moment over there.
I don't know.
And I have with me Francisca, also known as Andy.
Yes.
So Andy, you're gonna actually tell about yourself to all of our listeners. So why don't you just tell? I mean, I know who you are, but for the larger audience, why don't you tell us who you are?
Do I look that way?
Anyway. I mean, that way, this way, me way, everything is fine.
Okay. Okay, so hello everyone. My full name is Francisca Andita. So that's where the Andy comes from.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I usually go by Andy in like English speaking settings because sometimes it's a bit difficult to get them to pronounce my actual first name.
Okay.
Yeah. So I come from Indonesia, as Santosh has introduced. And regarding your question, actually, I do get that a lot. Like some people have asked, like, am I Chinese?
Yeah.
Or sometimes I get mistaken as like Malaysian or Filipino. So to clear that up, I'm Chinese Indonesian. So I do have Chinese descent from both sides of my family, which is
Okay.
why I do look a bit on the Chinese side. So yeah, there's a lot of us in Indonesia.
I'm not gonna judge you by your looks, but you sound very Australian. how long have you been here in this country?
To be honest, this is my first time.
No, how long have you been in Australia?
Oh, sorry. I have been here for 3 months.
Where were you before this?
I spent most of my time in Indonesia. Yeah, so
Wow.
I was born and raised there, and I worked there as well before I come here.
Where'd you pick up this accent? I mean, like I've lived a sizable number of years in Singapore, and I've come across a lot of Indonesians. You seem to be having a very westernized accent. Like, how did you get that?
Oh, thank you. First of all, I have to thank my parents for that actually, because
Okay.
my parents, fortunately, they were able to afford like cable TV. So
Oh,
I got introduced to back then it was mostly American children TV shows
right.
like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, those kinds of channels. So I think that's how I picked up my accent. And I do have a slight lisp when I talk in Indonesian. Like our country, like in our language, we have to roll our R's, and
Yeah.
I unfortunately I'm not able to do that, which turned out to be kind of a strength when I'm speaking English. So I
Yeah.
guess it kind of contributes to the accent.
Wow. Okay. Sorry to come so thing on that.
No,
But yeah,
it's really
okay.
nice.
So as a kid, as someone as with Chinese descent, born and brought up in Jakarta, I'm guessing you are more than 2 languages. Am I right in saying that? Would you be speaking Mandarin, Bahasa apart from English, or?
Well, honestly, that's something that I hope I could say yes to. But so unfortunately, a lot of Chinese culture back then in Indonesia, a lot of it has been erased actually. So if since you were in Singapore before, right? So I assume that you're kind of familiar, I guess, with like how in Malaysia and Singapore, like each ethnic group, like the Chinese, the Tamil,
Yeah.
the Malays, they all get to keep their separate cultures, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately in Indonesia, we kind of have the reverse of that.
All right.
So back in the 1960s, I think, the government started implementing lots of policies to assimilate the Chinese Indonesians.
Okay.
So there was a time back then. So there was a time during my parents' period. It was in the early 90s, where Chinese Indonesians, they of course are not Chinese in nationality, but
Okay.
at the same time, the government does not recognize them as Indonesian.
Oh.
So if you want to get Indonesian citizenship, like legally,
Right.
you would have to basically sign a statement that says that you would renounce your Chinese citizenship, which I know it sounds kind of weird, right? It's because even though you have Chinese descent, you're born and raised in Indonesia. But then because of the policy back then, there's a lot of animosity towards Chinese ethnic group in Indonesia. So, like, we were suspected of like being spies, or like because a lot of Chinese Indonesians back then, they were quite affluent at the time. A lot of us worked as like merchants. We ran our own businesses, and there was, I guess, a lot of economic disparity at the time. So there's a lot of animosity
Right.
from many Indonesians. So unfortunately, because of those policies, basically the government back then forbade a lot of Chinese cultural institutions. We weren't
Okay.
allowed to celebrate Chinese New Year.
Ooh.
Like Chinese schools were closed. They weren't allowed to teach Mandarin.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of us we had to change our Chinese names. Like, for example, my father had a Chinese surname. It's Tang.
Okay.
Yeah. But then he wasn't allowed. But then I don't have that surname in my birth certificate. My sister was born in 1996, so that was before all the policies were implemented.
Right.
So she still got to keep that, but I didn't get the surname. Neither did my younger sister.
Okay.
And there was, and I also saw, like, in my family files, there's this basically statement letter about my father changing his Chinese name into an Indonesian name. So
Wow.
yeah, so a lot of grim history actually related to Chinese Indonesians, but fortunately, after the 90s, the president that came after that, basically he reversed a lot of the policies
Oh,
that forbade us from expressing and getting and being part of Chinese culture. So Chinese New Year became a national holiday in Indonesia,
Right.
and right now, even though we don't really have like Chinese specific schools anymore, but with like private schools, they're allowed to like teach Mandarin as a second language. And a lot of Chinese Indonesians in my generation have started to pick up Mandarin again, especially because right now we know that China has been rising as a force in the global economy. So there's a lot of like commercial and business considerations as well, and for my generation to start learning Chinese because they want to get higher wages, they want to work at Chinese companies. So yeah, a lot of like cultural dynamics between Chinese Indonesians and Indonesia as a country itself.
Right. Okay. But still coming back to the question. So no Mandarin.
No, unfortunately.
I'm Kim, and I'm joined by the very lovely Blossom. Blossom, nice to see you again.
You too.
How
Nice to
are
see
you?
you. I'm great. I'm so happy to be here.
So, like the food scene, what was it like in Sydney though? Like, were there not a lot of kind of options? Because with the Italian cuisine, it's very mainstream. Some of it is just, it's not the same, but it's like it's close enough to
Right.
to some extent. Where like the Filipino food, it's like no, like it's just not as good. Like there are some
Really?
restaurants in Sydney that I'm like, this is pretty close.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say because I'm Canberra based. But there's some food that I miss that. I mean, some of it's not even on the menu. Let's be honest. Like in Canberra, is that the same for you? Like, is there certain like mainstream Nigerian food? Like for Italian food, it would be like lasagna.
Yeah.
Like you got lasagna, but you might not have like some other kind of more, maybe even some not even technical, like just simple dishes. Sometimes it's those simple dishes that are so good, but some people are like, don't understand the value in them, so they don't put them on the menu.
Okay.
Is that like a similar thing for you? Have you found that?
Yeah, no, I mean, if there's the only people that will serve Nigerian food would be a Nigerian restaurant. That's it.
That's how it should be.
So that's the thing. And I've supported a few Nigerian entrepreneurs to open up their own restaurants, and it just never, you set it up, but it's never viable. We just charge too much for Nigerian food.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same.
It's just
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of the main meal, it's interesting because I think maybe last year or 2 years ago, when there was an explosion of swallows on TikTok or something, I have a distinct memory of watching YouTube shorts and people are like, oh yeah, I'm trying this Nigerian food, and someone dips a swallow in a soup. I think maybe between now and the last 5 years we've had some awakening of Nigerian food. So it's hard to tell, but like jollof rice is like the main one, I've got to say.
Yeah.
It's just rice with tomato paste and tomatoes and cooked. It like the stew or the base is quite similar to a lot of Greek style cooking or even Asian style cooking. It's really just onion, oil, fry your tomato paste, fry your tomatoes, and then let it dry out for a little bit. Put your condiments or umami flavors in there, and parboil your rice beforehand or cook your rice in. And that's it. Stir it, and that's just jollof rice. It's pretty straightforward. And the stew base, you can have white rice with the stew, and it's the same base.
Yeah. Okay.
But then when you come to the soups, there are so many. I met a woman because I went to Nigeria. I lived in Nigeria for a year with my husband in 2017, and I had that kind of itch. It was like, Kim, I was like, go.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Yeah. It's horrendous.
Okay, that's good. I had that itch and it wouldn't go away. So yeah, we sold everything and moved back in 2017. And I met a lady who knew how to cook like 300 Nigerian soups.
Wow.
And she was trying to pass it on to her daughter. And
that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Some people are just not about that life. They're like, I don't want to learn.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm fine.
And she's a fantastic cook. And that's not what she does. She's a teacher.
Yeah. Well, she needs to write those recipes in a cookbook.
Yes, that's what I said to her. I said, we should open up a YouTube channel for you. But you say those things and you move on.
Yeah.
Right? You don't really implement them.
We'll chat. Okay. Well, that's great. That's such a great insight.
What's the one meal that's Filipino?
Oh, okay. I love this dish. It's called inasal. Basically, it's just like chicken on charcoal, and it's just marinated in like soy sauce and like garlic and whatnot. Like, it's just getting the marinade right, having it. And annatto. Do you know what annatto is?
No.
It's like this red kind of. It's a dried out. It's almost like a peppercorn. But it's got like this tang to it. Okay. And it just needs that. And that's the thing. A lot of the philo restaurants, they try and do an asal, but they miss that one little part. And it actually just makes such a difference.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they don't charcoal the chicken. Like they cook it in the oven or something. I'm like, this is just a rotisserie chicken. I don't want this. So yeah, that one thing, it's a whole thing. Like there is a big like kind of mainstream chain called Inasal, and that's like their main dish in the Philippines. So my cousins know I'm coming. They're like, yes, we're going to stop there on the way home. Yeah, we're going to have it. Everyone who's close to me knows that's my dish. I need it in my life.
How often do you go back?
I try and go back every year.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, because it's only like a 9-hour flight.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can drive to Melbourne, you can go to the Philippines.
Yeah, no. Nigeria is a full-on few days.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Italy's not easy either.
Yeah, no,
like
it's not.
it's the same, and then it's like you got to get back on the timeline and things like that. But yeah, that would be my go-to dish for sure. And I have given up eating it here because it's just
Yeah,
it's not the same.
disappointing.
So I just like
I
bulk
understand.
eat it when I'm there every day. My aunts are like, "Are you not done?" I'm like, "No, I'm here for 2 weeks, and it's going to be like 2 weeks of Innisal, and that's that."
Is there a person, because I could never do that, like as a Nigerian, going back and eating out every single day. That would be diabolical. You'd be in big trouble.
Like with the family, my family have
Yes.
accepted it.
Yeah.
I just have it for one meal.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the one meal, and then for dinner we'll do whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just a known fact now about me.
I love that you can get Innisol in your life at least a
I
few
need it.
48. What 50?
I just need it.
No, 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, it keeps me strong.
Yeah.
It keeps, chicken's a great source of protein, right?
It
So
is.
yeah, that's like my non-negotiable. But you mentioned cassava. And in the Philippines, cassava is also used, but we have it more in dessert form. So it's this might sound strange, but I'll walk you through it. So it's like shredded. There's this dish. It's called cassava cake.
Okay.
And it's shredded cassava and then condensed milk. And then they put like a bit of cheese in there.
Okay.
But like the cheese is not like overbearing. It's just like a mozzarella. Like it's there just for like the pull type thing.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's other ingredients in there that I've completely missed, like coconut sugar, maybe something like that. And then they bake it, and it is like one of my favorite
It sounds like it would be delicious.
desserts. Like,
It's interesting. Cassava is so flexible.
yeah,
Like the way that Sierra Leoneans eat cassava leaf, and we only have a specific way that we eat cassava. But then you go to the Fijians, and they have their own way of eating it. It's incredible.
yeah. So when you said cassava, I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys do anything with yam at all?
No, not really. Like we have, because taro is big in Asia.
Yes.
We call it ube.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, there's something with the Philippines. So like all the sort of things that you would expect them to be savory are actually sweet. So again, like ube, we use that as like in dessert form. So we have like ube ice cream and things like that, and ube cake. And another one is like avocado. So I know a lot of people, they think of like, Mexican straight away, oh, avocado guacamole. But in the Philippines, like it's a milkshake. That's how I've always known avocado until like Mexican food took off in Australia.
Wow.
I, Santosh Nagaya, will be interviewing the most famous Korean in Canberra. That's what we call him. And this is none other than Min-suk Kim, also known as Rocky. Good afternoon, Rocky.
Good afternoon, Santosh.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right? We were talking about K-pop
Yes.
Demon Hunters.
Yeah, yes.
Like, why K-pop Demon Hunters? Is it just a good time, the right thing kind of a movie? Have you watched that movie?
Yes, of course.
You've
so many
watched it
times.
so many times. Okay, fine. So it works also with adults like us, I guess,
yes.
right? So why do you think it just blew out of proportion? There were a lot of other, like you said, there were a lot of other K-drama, there was a lot of other stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
But this one just changed the landscape completely. Like getting, I don't know, Grammy, Emmy, Oscars,
Yeah, yes.
everything
Yeah,
that there is,
literally
right?
everything. I would say, obviously, the timing was very important.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you mentioned, it wasn't just for kids. There were aspects that attracted all age range, I feel like.
Right. Okay.
And then the most important part was musical part,
Yeah.
obviously. And I was also very impressed when I first watched the movie, because even though the movie was produced in English mainly,
Yeah.
the fact that they didn't really care much about just casually using Korean expressions,
Yeah.
Korean lyrics in the middle of every now and then in the movie, was, I guess, quite attractive to others as well. Because I think that triggered towards the audience, like, what are they saying? Like, why are they acting like that? What are they eating? Because I saw the interview of the director. They focused really hard on embedding like the actual Korean cultures or the actions or behaviors what the natives would do.
Right.
And as a native, we were also quite surprised. Like, this is produced by Netflix, and then they have added this much Korean cultural side into the movie, and we could relate. Like, wow, like I do that every day.
Right.
And
Okay.
then,
Cool.
from the audience, I guess they must have been like very curious. Like, oh, like,
You know,
what is that? Yeah.
No, but is there a lot of that fantasy world that is attached with? Because my understanding was, at least from an outsider again, Japan and their the whole manga series and all of the comic version of it was very popular. Whereas I didn't know. I mean, Korean, more music, more drama, more real, right? I mean, even the other movie like Parasite. Which is so raw, right? So raw, so human. To something like K-pop. I know we are digressing way into films, but I'm a movie buff, a film buff. So I'm just trying to understand. Is that fantasy side of things a lot in Korea? I mean, like, I don't know, the marks on the K-pop demon hunters, like, I have these marks and there is this evil, even the saying, right? K-pop demon hunter. Like, why? I'm just trying to understand. Like, is it like a very god, demon, devil, all of that fantasy? Does it have a huge emphasis on the Korean culture?
Well, like you have mentioned, the movie has had a perfect amount of mixture in like those fantasy side and then Korean side, the traditional Korean side even mixed together. I think that's why it even looked more unique in a sense. I don't know how much of like production team had like reached out to the community, or I can guess that there must be definitely Korean producers involved.
I'm sure.
But yeah, actually, even since like past years, I know for Japanese animation industry, or Hollywood, and even, I don't know, like other countries, Korean people have been working for them since like long ago. So now they might have come back to Korea, or they might have stayed in the country where they used to work with the Korean native mindset like embedded in them, because that's where they grew up. And they got the chance to produce the movie called K-pop Demon Hunters. So they got a good knowledge of like Western side and then Korean side and some other countries aspects. So
true. I mean, it was again very fascinating because all of this happens more in the Japanese world. I mean, not seen so much. Is it a very was it very common for you to have these comic books version of all these fantasies? Like, I mean, compared to a Dragon Ball Z, were there other versions, similar versions in Korea as well when you were growing up, when you were young? Did you have comic books like that, like a Dragon Ball Z or a Naruto or
of course. So, because Korea and Japan share a lot of cultural aspects towards each other, I heard Japanese kids grow up being exposed to K-pop, K-dramas, and Korean kids exposed to mangas. I read all the Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's why I guess the mixture of the culture.
So Death Note also Japanese?
Okay. Yes, but it's super popular in Korea as well.
Okay.
Magandang araw sa inyo lahat, Canberra. This is me, Autumn, and I'm with
Majika, Good Pavinu Nogata, things that kind of bring your community together. And like one of the things that like I don't know, we can go into I guess this next thing around like I guess community, but one of the things that I think about that kind of brings my community together is sports. Would you say it's the same in the Philippines, or would be something else?
Sports it's quite big in the Philippines. I think we do have Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao.
The crime rate in the Philippines is essentially zero whenever he has a fight.
Really?
Yep. So it just drops down to 0. The whole nation watches him fight. So that is kind of crazy.
Do you
Outside
think
that,
Philippines would have like another Manny Pacquiao, or would be like?
I'm hoping, but being realistic here, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he was an exception.
He's a legend.
He's a 8-time world champion, I believe, and yeah, I think that's something that would be very hard to replicate, not just by Philos, but by anyone.
And then
I would assume.
do you find like say like boxing's like that whole sport because like Manny's like out there and like that's kind of encouraged more youngsters to kind of like, oh, we could follow in his tracks.
100%. I think boxing has become bigger in the Philippines since Manny Pacquiao's rise.
Yep.
But a bigger sport in the Philippines is actually basketball.
What?
Yep. Every guy out there playing basketball with no shoes on, just on the street, and the actual concrete would be scorching hot. They would not care as long as they could shoot hoops.
That's
What about you?
cool.
There's what sports do you guys?
Well, do you
is
want to
more
take a
prominent?
guess? Kind of similar to Australia.
Football, soccer, rugby.
No. Rugby. Rugby. All rugby, specifically NRL. And one of the things that's been kind of interesting lately, and I've had some of my friends in Canberra, they've asked about this, is around how do we feel about like the Australian government saying like, Papua New Guinea, do you want to have a rugby team be part of the NRL? Honestly, for me, I think it's like a really good sign of diplomacy. But it's like, it's a big thing in Papua New Guinea. And then there's this thing called State of Origin, New South Wales versus Queensland.
Yeah.
And that's like a big thing, like in Papua New Guinea. Like we have the players' posters printed out in our national newspaper. So everyone knows who's playing. Like people are literally getting geared up. You have friendship groups that literally divide based on which team you're going for, either Queensland or New South Wales. I mean, now it's irrelevant to me because I live in Canberra. So I don't think a Canberra team's going to be joining a kind of match like that for State of Origin. But we have a big thing where, like, all these people, this literally just brings the country together. And I think, like, being from Papua New Guinea, a country that has, like, 800 languages, I feel like having something like a sport event like that, it really just brings... You see how people can like literally just come together and just vibe over really good sportsmanship. But I can't say though the same happens if their team loses. Like you have banana gardens that will be cut down if New South Wales lose or if Queensland loses. Like it's crazy. But yeah, for us it'll be mostly for rugby. Yeah.
No, 100%. I do think considering we all speak different language, I think sports is a big thing, not just from our culture worldwide as well. I think, sports do really unite a lot of countries and a lot of us with cultural background.
I think so
regardless of whether we speak the same language or not.
My name is Santosh, and this is
Sonny.
And we're going to be exchanging cultures from Kenya all the way, to the Indian Ocean, India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and Singapore. So now that you've actually told this, I have a nice question to ask of you. What's the cuisine like? Like are you rice eaters? Is your staple food rice as well? Or
Our staple food is, do you know ugali?
No.
Ugali is, have you heard of fufu? A little bit?
No.
No.
I thought I was very multicultural.
No. Ugali is like, it's just it's a nice side dish to it. I'll show you a photo.
Okay, ugali.
Yeah.
Is it like a, how do we put that? Is it like you're saying like a dip?
No, it's like rice.
Okay.
As in like the way rice is used to accompany stew and to accompany
Okay, yeah,
vegetables.
okay.
But it's very much like, it's this.
The white one or the?
The white one. So it's very doughy. It's made
Oh,
of yeah.
right. It's like one of
Ugali
those
flour.
Chinese buns.
Because it's like porridge but more harder. It's harder. Like
Okay.
the consistency when you're making his porridge until it's harder.
Harder. And then
And then you just like use it to pick up stew and stuff. That and chapati, have you heard of? I think India
Yeah.
also
Okay.
has
Yeah.
chapati.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We call it chapo, like as slang.
Right. Chapo.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
okay. Are there
chapati-
Indians in Kenya? Like I'm guessing they're quite. I mean, I know quite a bit actually came down for trade and then settled down
Yeah.
over there, and there was okay.
Yeah. We have chapati. I love chapati so much. I really, really do. You can have it with anything. It's so versatile. And
Wow.
it's just like how do I even explain it? It's like not a pancake, but like a doughier version of a pancake, and not for sweet. It's more savory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We have something called from where I come, we have something called dosa, which is like a crepe,
Yeah.
which is like a crepe, and we have something called idli. So idli and dosa are like the breakfast of the whole entire province, or that's pretty much what everybody eats. That the biggest question last year we had was what happens 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
If some of you retire from even broadcasting, it's a volunteering gig, but even that doesn't happen for you, because I know that just before you walked in, there were a couple of broadcasters who had to use mobility devices to get here and then get out. I know there is another broadcaster from North Macedonia. He does the broadcasting. His wife's on a wheelchair. He puts her on the wheelchair, gets her up here, makes her sit down, and then he does the broadcasting for an hour, and then they go back. Yeah. And I've seen this time and again, and it's like, what happens 10 years down the line? What happens 15 years down the line? Do we still survive? Is there a station at all? And if there is a station, who's going to run it? Yeah. Why would people come in to run it? What's in it for them? So there were so many different questions. Then we started answering one after the other. One of the things is Lingo Lounge. So we thought it'd be a nice way to get in younger crowd. People like Heath, who's still in uni, who's still at school.
Very much so.
Kind of come here and look at this place and like, okay, this is not a bad place to work. This is not a bad place to do stuff, creative stuff, even if not work.
What appealed to you about coming to CMS and doing stuff here?
Well, it's sort of, radio wasn't something I'd considered doing before, and I thought, let's get some more experience somewhere. I'll be doing video work anyway with it, so be able to trial out some new ideas that I had. And I think I think radio is a humbling place to start, really. And I feel like that wish a lot of people my age would actually try radio, see what they feel, see if they like it or not, see if they want to continue further with it or whether it can lead to something else. So I think radio is a great place to start somewhere. And also, I just enjoy doing what I do. Plus, editing, I have all the power, so it's a lot of fun.
I've not even bothered about editing.
I was going to ask, do you have any advice for the country kid who maybe wants to move somewhere and is looking for stuff to do?
Oh, advice.
Yeah.
First off, wherever you are, doesn't matter what you have with you, just start. Start doing random stuff. Start doing a bit where it's just a skit where someone gets killed, Or as what I did stop motion as a start. So I had Cybermen killing people, Doctor Who for those who don't know. You got to start somewhere as soon as possible and just have fun. Play with it, get to learn it. And then when you want to take the next big step, in the country, there's not a lot of opportunities uni-wise, study-wise, to do a lot of filming or broadcasting radio. So I would advise moving out to the cities, even though I still don't like being in the city myself. Still not big in it, but I'm glad I made the step. And I'm happy that I get to work on this and in spare time doing short films and all the other stuff I get to do. It's also about making connections as well. Get to know people. So I'm glad I know Santosh and
I know, yeah.
And a lot of people I get to meet and whatever else I do. So also make friends. Even though that might be hard, just try.
Can you explain the concept of Lingo Lounge? So what is the concept of the program itself?
This is basically the concept. Two things. Like the one that I explained to you earlier was a byproduct of my initial thought. Like if I'm a traveler, I'm going down to countries, I need that little bit of language to communicate. Like how do I get those? How do I go to places? how much does this cost, or things like that, even counting numbers. And that was the idea. That was basically the idea. As a traveler going somewhere, how do I talk? How do I do things? Yeah, so that to answer your question, that's where it started, as a traveler. And then when I said this is what Lingo Lounge is, it's basically you speak English, but I have a first language that is not English, right? And then it so happened people have different first languages coming and sitting, and then our first episode was a Portuguese and a Hindi. Yeah. Right? So think about, what are the kind of things that they can explore? Like, what are the things that they can actually talk about?
What I've loved watching the videos online in particular is seeing people find commonalities that they had no idea within their cultures. There may be a slight twist to it, a slight difference. That's it. But it just goes to show that we are all humans at the end of the day, and humans want what? They want connection, they want love, community, they care about each other, they care about their family, friends, and it seems to always come back to that.
Yeah, it surely is.
CMS 91.1. This program is brought to you by the Canberra Multicultural Station, along with support from the Community Broadcasting Foundation, Lingo Lounge, where cultures hit the mic.